Tonight, we report on a Yakima man presumed drowned in the Columbia River, and Moses Lake discusses reopening the ice rink. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Plenty, Amber. The River Dogs are prepping for the Babe Ruth World Series, and the Apple Sox and Falcons go at it in Kelowna. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, we do expect to have a warming trend for this weekend, but we'll see some changes in the temperatures. I'll have all the details just ahead with your extended forecast.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A 22-year-old Yakima man remains missing after diving into the Columbia River near Mattawa to help 3 young swimmers caught in the current. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, the missing man is Luis Alfredo Garcia Munoz. Search and rescue teams from Grant and Benton counties and a Tri-Cities team continued recovery efforts Wednesday near the Vernita Bridge, about 12 miles south of Mattawa. Garcia Munoz reportedly dove into the river from shore to save 3 children. 2 are 12-year-olds and 1 is 14 years old. He was able to get 2 of the children back to shore before he became caught in the current. The 3rd child made it to shore safely. A project to bring more irrigation water to thousands of acres of farmland in the Odessa sub-area is underway. The project is paid for through a $26 million grant from the state. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
Construction crews are building concrete pipes to carry additional water to farms presently using wells drilled into the Odessa aquifer. The East Columbia Basin Irrigation District is leading the project to widen the East Low Canal to carry water to 87,000 acres of farmland in the Odessa sub-area. The additional water is necessary to replace water from declining wells in the region. The $15 million siphon project is designed to carry water across the valley near Warden. Vancouver-based Roche Construction is handling the construction. Crews are building the siphon one 25-foot length at a time. Workers put the concrete into a mold around a rebar cage. The process takes about 3 days before the form is moved forward. To preserve the integrity of the existing siphon, the majority of it must remain underground. The project is being paid for with a $26 million grant from the state. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Grant County is getting ready to construct a building without finalizing plans for the interior. The Multi-Agency Communication Center is moving forward with the construction of a new 9,800 square foot dispatch center building on Hamilton Road in Moses Lake. The new building is projected to cost $7.1 million. The county sold bonds in December, which are being repaid by a 0.1% sales tax increase voters approved in 2005 to pay for radio system improvements. The center recently applied for a permit detailing the changes in the landscape it plans for the lot. The drawings do not include the interior of the building because they haven't been finalized. Center Director Jackie Jones said the officials expect to have the final plans for the building ready by the end of the year. A wheat field caught fire Wednesday afternoon about 3 miles east of George, burning about 20 acres. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
A home was threatened but not damaged after a wheat field caught fire Wednesday afternoon near Quincy. Firefighters responded to an outside fire in the 14,400 block of West Baseline Road, about 3 miles east of George. A home on the property was initially threatened, but no damage was reported. According to Grant County Fire District 3, the blaze burned about 20 acres of wheat. An employee in the field reportedly noticed smoke coming from the back of a tractor when the fire started. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather, brought to you by iFIBER 1's Inside Look. You can watch it tonight on iFIBER1.com. There's a high pressure system that is over our area, bringing dry air mass. And also, we do have a warming trend as we go into this weekend, with high temperatures reaching as high as 100 degrees or 105 degrees across the region. Seasonably low temperatures will continue within the next 24 hours, and we will have a cooling trend, but that will be until the beginning of the next work week. Within the past 24 hours, as we take a look at our almanac, low temperatures right around 60 degrees, close to the average low temperature for this time of year, which is in the low 60s. High temperatures today in the upper 90s, average high is 90 degrees, and the record high temperature for this date was set back in 1971, and the high temperature was 105 for this weekend. I do expect to break some record high temperatures across the region, as temperatures will be warming up right around 105 degrees. For you in Moses Lake, you did start off the day in the mid 50s. Your average low temperature is in the mid to upper 50s, and the high temperature today right around 100 degrees, and the record high temperature for this date for you in Moses Lake, it was set back in 2014, and the record high was 103. Our sunset at 8:33, and right now temperatures are still pretty hot in the upper 90s. Plenty of sunshine and winds blowing from the south between 5 to 10 miles an hour. We do have very low humidity, so very dry conditions will continue throughout this weekend, and very hot temperatures. Here you can see we do expect to have once again plenty of sunshine for Friday afternoon, Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of sunshine, dry conditions. There is the jet stream far north that will allow for that warm and dry air mass to stay over us over the Pacific Northwest, bringing very hot temperatures for the weekend and also dry conditions. So plenty of sunshine all across the area. Seattle, high temperatures for you right around the low 90s, plenty of sunshine. Yakima, highs right around 107 degrees, well above normal for this time of year, and also for you in the Northwest, right around 100 degrees with plenty of sunshine. And as we take a closer view within our area, we do have high temperatures right around 104 as the high for this Friday afternoon. 103 for you Moses Lake, Royal City, 105 in Quincy, right around 100 degrees. 102 as the high temperature for Friday afternoon. Then for the weekend, we'll continue to warm up. We'll be right around the 104, 105 degrees for this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 102. Then we'll begin slightly cooler temperatures as a cold front pushes through by the middle of next week. That'll bring more cloud cover, and high temperatures by Wednesday will be right around the low 90s. Thank you for being with us.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
The River Dogs are back on the practice diamond, making some final tweaks before heading to Southern Oregon for the Senior Babe Ruth World Series. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
After winning the Pacific Northwest Regional Qualifier in Calgary, Alberta, the Columbia Basin River Dogs qualified for the Senior Babe Ruth World Series in Klamath Falls, Oregon. This is the 14th time in the River Dogs' 22-year history they will be competing in the World Series. River Dogs skipper Randy Boroff likes playing down in Klamath Falls and can't wait to get his team down there.
We've had wonderful memories at Klamath Falls. We won the regional tournament in 1998, right before we won the World Series. And in 2013, we won the regional tournament in Klamath Falls and went to Alabama. And so we're hoping that 2015 is a special year for us.
The World Series begins Saturday, August 8th. Coach Boroff likes his team's chemistry as his players prepare for a championship run.
This was special. We have a lot of young kids on our team, and so we get to play and practice for today. Well, we leave a week from tomorrow, so and then we got 3 days before we play. So we got 11 days of being together.
One player looking to have a big tournament is Ephrata's own Josh Kallstrom. Josh plays first base for the River Dogs and will be playing for Coach Doman up at Big Bend next season. Josh is a great offensive player, but says his defense is what has really improved playing for the River Dogs.
This year, actually, my defense, I feel like has come a lot farther than in the past. I've been really excited about that. My hitting, it's kind of been on and off, so I also hope to improve in that, but I've really been happy with my defense.
For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
Rumor has the River Dogs hosting the World Series tournament in 2016 or 17. The Apple Sox came out on the short end of a 12-8 slugfest in Kelowna last night. It was quite the offensive display as the teams combined for 33 hits in the ball game at Elks Field. Wenatchee took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the third. A 2-run shot by the Falcons' Justin Flores knotted it in the home half of the frame. Joey Crunkleton's 2-run blast in the fifth put Kelowna up top 4-2. The Apple Sox got one back in the top of the sixth. The Falcons erupted for 7 runs in the bottom of the inning on the strength of a 3-run dinger from Vinny Esposito. Wenatchee rallied for 5 runs over the next 2 innings, but left the bags full in the top of the 8th. Evan Douglas led the hit parade for the Apple Sox with 4 hits and 6 at-bats. Keston Herrera was 3 for 4 at the dish with 2 RBI. The teams go at it again tonight in the rubber match of their 3-game series. Tyler Birch is slated to start for Wenatchee. Well, Houston's Jose Altuve may be small in stature, but he often comes up big on the diamond for the Astros. This backhanded diving stop on a hard-hit grounder up the middle by the Angels' C.J. Cron was CNN's play of the day.
Back up the middle, and Altuve with a backhanded stop. Off-balance throw, and it's dug out by Singleton. He's the majority of the time, but his defense is certainly under space. But what a play by Altuve. Off balance and still right on the money as far as the throw one hop.
We'll be back after this commercial break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Welcome back. Moses Lake officials estimate it will cost the city roughly $85,000 to open the ice skating rink for the winter. City officials are currently examining whether to open the rink after closing it for a year due to budget deficit. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado said the city wants a $20,000 buffer in place in case costs are higher than expected. Moses Lake Youth Hockey Association President Ty Howard continued to ask the city for a decision about the rink during Tuesday's City Council meeting. The association needs to know about the rink so it can begin scheduling its season. Alvarado said he wants to work with the association so the ice rink can be opened. Quincy's Thelma Vargas is $1 million richer after purchasing a Washington's Lottery Win It All scratch ticket on a whim. Vargas purchased the ticket on July 16th from Aiken's Harvest Food Supermarket in Quincy. When asked about her plans for the money, Vargas stated she had a few things in mind, like taking her children to Disneyland. Vargas and her husband have talked about what they would do if they won $1 million before she bought the ticket. Her husband said he would quit his job, but he didn't. She stated he has been in the industry for 35 years and loves working too much to quit. 3 people were injured in a collision on State Route 281 about 1 mile north of George. Peter Klossberger, a 78-year-old Warden resident, was driving a 2008 Chevrolet Silverado south on SR 281 when he reportedly turned left to a spur and was struck by a northbound GMC Envoy on Tuesday afternoon. According to the Washington State Patrol, Klossberger was injured and taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. The driver of the GMC, 27-year-old Mattawa woman, Nomali Reyes Ramirez, her passenger, 28-year-old Quincy woman, Alicia Garcia de la Cruz, were both hurt and taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. The State Patrol issued Klossberger a ticket for failing to yield the right-of-way. In Northwest news, a soldier in Redmond, Washington claims a 7-Eleven clerk refused to serve him because of his military status. Cairo's Gary Horscher has the story.
As a proud reservist in the Army, Colin Brown says he was never looking for publicity, but after walking into this Redmond 7-Eleven to buy cigarettes and a Slurpee last week, his experience with the clerk compelled him to share his story.
After asking for the cigarettes, I was asked to produce an ID. I produced my military ID.
Colin put this standard U.S. military ID down on the counter, which has his date of birth right in the back. It serves as a legal ID, same as a driver's license.
She said, "You're in the military?" I said, "Yes." She said, I can't serve you." And honestly, I was at that point just in shock. Like, I asked, are you serious?
Colin says he asked the clerk why there was a problem as he pulled out his driver's license to back up the military ID.
I asked for her manager's information and that manager's information, and at that point I was able to make the purchase.
His friends and relatives posted the incident on Facebook, and more than 12,000 people spread it around the country, and many reacted angrily to it.
I think it's understandable that people would be upset about it. I think that anyone in this position would be upset.
We reached out to 7-Eleven's corporate offices in Dallas tonight, and a rep wrote me saying the report we heard was distorted. 7-Eleven has always promoted the military, giving away Slurpees and even franchises to people in the service. They did write this to Colin, quote, "A customer presented a military ID as a form of identification and the store associate could not clearly read the birth date. In this instance, the store associate by law asked to see a second form of ID." Colin says that's not what happened here, and he wants 7-Eleven to investigate further.
If you don't know something is wrong, then you can't fix it.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a project called Story Walk, combining reading and walking along a trail in Ephrata. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
By tomorrow, I want each of you to think of one thing you want to do when you grow up.
You can now read a children's book while strolling down Ephrata's walking trail. The Ephrata Story Walk project, constructed by Ephrata High School senior Preston Clark, was dedicated in a ribbon-cutting ceremony Wednesday night. The project made Clark an Eagle Scout, which is Scouting's highest honor. The Healthy Community Ephrata Active Living Work Group, City of Ephrata Trails Planning Team, and the Grant County Health District hosted the ceremony that drew about 50. Ephrata City Council member William Coe helped Clark cut the ribbon to officially open the Story Walk to the public.
As an Eagle Scout myself, I know the dedication and hard work required to achieve the Eagle Scout rank. And I hope that Preston remembers this journey through scouting and remembers the good times, the bad times, the learning, and everything else that scouting provides young men.
Clark, the most recent Eagle Scout from Boy Scout Troop 41, chartered by the American Legion Post 28, took on building the 10 metal pedestals that hold the pages of the book as his Eagle Scout project. Clark said he was nervous and excited about the dedication and completing the months-long project that earned him his Eagle Scout badge.
It's the highest rank you can get as a Boy Scout, and it's just a big honor. You have to work hard for it and learn the skills.
The 18-year-old Clark worked with several local organizations and businesses to fund, build, and design the Ephrata Story Walk. Clark's Troop 41 Scoutmaster Ryan Roloff said it is not easy to become an Eagle Scout such as Clark.
He's got to organize the project, get all the funding for it.
The Story Walk begins at the start of the trail on the corner of Division Avenue and Industrial Way near Ephrata Municipal Airport. Laminated pages from the children's picture book are installed along the outdoor path. As you walk the path, you are directed to the next page in the story. The Story Walk concept was created by Ann Ferguson in Montpelier, Vermont. Public health nurse Wendy Bresney learned about the project and encouraged Preston Clark to take the project on in Ephrata. The first book featured on the Ephrata Story Walk is A Car That Runs on Dish Soap, written by Lois Swenson. Swenson is a public health nurse with Grant County Health District and a county resident for more than 30 years. Swenson explained the theme of her published children's book.
I hope they'll enjoy reading this book and talk about the lesson that it teaches. It's a lesson about love.
Bresney, who led the dedication ceremony, praised Clark for his efforts in completing the project.
Would like to thank Preston for his commitment, his dedication, his professionalism through this entire project.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.